So, should we have a special counsel or should we impeach? US dollar has lost 75% of its value since the 70s when the dollar decoupled from gold, and the government seemed bent on continuing the tradition. From now until after the next election, the government can print as much money as they want. And the last time they did that, inflation went up 9%. Gold is the one asset that have proven to withstand inflation. Now, there's always a risk of investments and there's no guarantee of any kind. However, if you invest with Noble Gold, you'll also get a 24 karat, 1/4 ounce gold standard coin for free. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com right now. And even though there's always a risk of investments and there's no guarantee, if I had to bet, I would bet on Noble Gold. So once again, go to noblegoldinvestments.com, the only gold investment company that I trust. Now, let's get to this video. Now, before I even get into this video, I got something I got to drop on y'all. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick and tired of the YouTube censorship and people complaining that they don't get notifications and things of that nature. So I got a solution, y'all, but I need y'all to help out. All right, I ain't gonna be harassing y'all doing all that crazy stuff, but I went ahead and paid for a service that might solve some of those problems. All you have to do is text JOIN to 1-877-931-2396. That is the number. You got to put the one in, 1-877-931-2396, and then type in JOIN. And when you do that, it'll confirm that you are now part of Kevin's Corner. And whenever I drop a video or a live stream, all I gotta do is send out the text and y'all will get it. You won't have no more excuses for Kev, I missed the show or I missed the video. I didn't even know you were still doing videos. Do that for me right now. Let me know you did it in the comments below. Thank you so much. Let's keep the party going.
Welcome to my party. We're just getting started.
What's going on, America? Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And if you are a conservative, or you don't even have to be conservative, if you're a regular American citizen that's been following politics just a little bit, and you're a reasonable person, and you're aware of the current accusations and all of the evidence and all of the whistleblowers and all of the documents about Joe Biden and his son, which I affectionately call Creepy and the Crackhead. If you're aware of any of that, all of the bank statements, all of that stuff, the question becomes, what do we do about it? I mean, do we really want somebody in the White House that is that blatantly corrupt, and then the people under him are corrupt enough to protect him from any type of consequences? Do we really want a president that is abusing his power to keep him and his crackhead son out of jail while going after his political opponent once again? I mean, it's not like it's the first time they went after Donald Trump. They've been doing this before he even got into office, and it is blatantly obvious. So now that the Republicans have taken control of the House, the question becomes, what do we do about it? And there's a lady right here that showed up on Fox. She's a councilwoman, and she has some thoughts along with me as well. And I want to ask you guys, between the two options, after hearing what this lady's talking about, should we have another special counsel, or should we just go ahead and go to impeachment? You be the judge.
Are you moving to impeach Attorney General Merrick Garland?
This is a question for the full conference. Speaker McCarthy said, if we have to go to an impeachment inquiry, we will in fact do that. It sure looks now, based on all this evidence that keeps piling up, based on what Senator Grassley released this week with the 1023 form, what we heard from the whistleblowers this past week, and the conflicting statements from the Justice Department, it sure looks like we're moving in that direction at a pretty quick pace.
Are we going to hear from Devin Archer this week?
Well, that's what we're supposed to hear from, but I think Miranda Devine put out enough evidence right now. When you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, it's in plain sight. Everything that Joe Biden did is not just bribery. This is money laundering. He used Hunter to be able to be set up in these on the Burisma board for $83,000 a month without any skill set to do it, purely because Joe Biden was vice president, so he could influence peddle. And then that money would be transferred to all these complex entities that James Comer discovered using the suspicious activity reports, and then link that to all the testimony coming from the IRS that was suppressed by the FBI and the DOJ. So you have a situation where you have President Biden actually committing the crime of money laundering and bribery with his son, and then using the FBI and the DOJ now as president to cover up the crime. So he's got the whole thing figured out. And yet, where are we today? I agree with Jim Jordan. It's time for impeachment, not just of Merrick Garland to move all the way up the ranks, but Merrick Garland should be job one for the Congress as soon as we get. I mean, all the facts are out there in plain sight. Look, they're trying to create charges against President Trump that aren't felonies. We have felonies in plain sight that the DOJ and Merrick Garland is not doing anything about.
She makes a very good point because, see, I'm aware of all of those, number one, created fake charges against President Trump. They've been doing this since day one. And if you are trying to be fair and rational and use some common sense without just suffering from Trump's derangement syndrome, then you have to admit there's been quite a few unnecessary, unwarranted, created concoction investigations against Trump that only proved as time went on that these people in high places, the deep state, the intel community, politicians and dirty, corrupt prosecutors and all of those people put together fake testimonies, fake narratives, fake accusations, fake evidence, all in an attempt to get Trump. And now we find out that all of these people were responsible for creating this lie and taking Trump through all of these different investigations for nothing, dragging the American people through all of that. And it was all a big lie. And they're still doing it. So now we got all of this evidence coming out about Biden, and he's using those same people and same organizations and institutions to protect him from any type of consequences, and yet they're still going after Trump. We don't have to make up any type of new accusations or bring in new types of evidence for Biden. Yeah, it's all coming out. It's just falling right into all of our laps. We don't have to concoction it. Heck, all of those bank statements, all of these whistleblowers, we have a plethora of information, plethora of evidence, plethora of testimonies about this president and his crackhead son. So the question becomes, what are we waiting for? Should we go ahead and rely on another special counsel that's going to do nothing but drag things out forever? Or should we do what this lady has suggested?
It's one of your colleagues on the Democrat side. This is House Oversight Ranking Member Jamie Raskin. He still says there's unverified claims in this newly released FBI document, which alleges that Joe and Hunter Biden coerced a Burisma executive into paying them $5 million. This is that form that we've talked so much about. He claims that that these were already investigated by the Trump DOJ, and that Bill Barr, remember, he's debunked all of that. Like a month ago, Bill Barr came on and said, no, we passed it along. We did keep our investigation going. Your reaction?
Look, we have special counsels all over the place looking at this. And now the whole concern is, do we appoint another special counsel just to slow it down and not get to the point of what's happening? I think the American people can see this. We have put together, whether it's through the Judiciary Committee under Jim Jordan or whether the Oversight Committee under James Comer, and now with this, explosive whistleblower testimony coming out from Jason Smith, the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, with oversight on the IRS. I'm on the Ways and Means Committee. It's all there. We have what we need, and obviously. Mr. Raskin is just, what are you going to do when you're a defense attorney? You conflate, you defend, you deflect because you know that you have no case. And it's going to come time for the Democrats to actually say, this is worse than Watergate. I mean, as I've said on numerous occasions.
So in other words, the Democrats are going to have to put up or shut up. Either they're going to have to finally realize that the overwhelming amount of evidence that shows that Creepy and the crackhead have been involved in all of these shenanigans is so great that they're going to have to tap out and stop defending that, or they're going to have to look as if they're defending Biden regardless of all of the overwhelming evidence. But of course, I think majority of them are corrupt enough to pretend that all of this evidence is not real. Just like Raskin, or should I say Ratskin, or Poodle up top on his head, that guy, he is out there trying to lie about this been resolved. Now, we hear this from the Democrats all the time. That's been looked into, it's been debunked, or it's been investigated, it's been resolved. And yet they never tell you what they mean when they say that or who debunked it. So in his case, he's trying to say that, oh, yeah, man, under the Trump administration, because God knows, anybody under the Trump administration has to do what Trump say, and it couldn't possibly be a mole or deep state actor, okay? So therefore, just because it happened under the Trump administration, when Trump's appointed Department of Justice head right there. Yeah, he didn't do nothing about it. He looked into it, but no, he didn't. We find out that Jamie Ratskin is lying about that. So he's trying to just throw that out there and hope that people are ignorant and don't know that that's not what Bill Barr did. He's willing to defend Biden and his crackhead son in spite of all of this evidence. And she got a point. What are we waiting on? We got all the evidence. We done a better investigation. These Republicans did a better investigation than the FBI. Or is it that the FBI knew all of these things and they're obviously hiding it, trying to keep Biden from getting prosecuted? They had all the information. So now, what do we do about them? I mean, heck, if Merrick Garland is over the DOJ and he knew about all of this and he did nothing, then that makes him complicit. So should we go ahead and go through a special counsel that he would be responsible for appointing? Or should we go to impeachment?
You know, Richard Nixon didn't commit a crime. The people with him did. He covered it up. Joe Biden and his family are committing crimes, and he's covering it up. We've never had this happen in American history, where the DOJ and the FBI is so dirty, and Merrick Garland is such a dirty cop, that they're actually protecting crime. I mean, their job is to uncover crime. Our job is to do oversight on the executive branch, and that's exactly what we're doing.
So there you have it, man. We got a corrupt DOJ. We got a corrupt FBI. And if Mayor Garlick is responsible for appointing a special counsel, then we already know what he's going to do. He's going to do the same thing he did for Hunter Biden when it comes down to how he got that sweetheart deal. He rushed that deal through. He wanted to get a sweetheart deal and it all collapsed. So we can't rely on him to self-check. We can't rely on Dango and Christopher Wray because, heck, they had all of this information months ago, years ago, in fact. They had that laptop a long time ago. They had that document that shows that creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe was involved in a bribery, and they sat on it. They wouldn't reveal it. So at this point, we've done a better investigation than the FBI and the DOJ, which haven't done anything on purpose. And there's no need to rely on another raggedy behind, drawn out special counsel when we know it's going to drag out. And Joe Biden might not have that much time. Yeah, that dude right there, man. He might either not run for president again, or he might just kick the bucket. Who knows? And I need to see some action happen. And not only just on him, but also on the people protecting him. You have to go after these people and don't wait. What are we waiting on? This lady just talked about all the evidence, man. So if we wait, you might just miss your opportunity. You think they would wait on Trump? They haven't been. They will go and try to charge him before they even have evidence. And yet we got all this evidence. So I think it's time for impeachment. That's right, y'all. Like Mad Max used to say, Peach 45. I'm saying Peach 46. And all of his minions that's been protecting him. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments below. Should we go ahead and rely on a special counsel, or is it time for impeachment? God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care. Hit that like button. Share my videos. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure your notification buttons are turned on to all. Subscribe to my alternative channel just in case YouTube give me the slip or something. You'll know how to find me. Don't forget to check me out with all the podcasts and follow me on Rumble in the Jungle. All the links are listed below. If you want to donate to my channel, feel free. Those links are below as well.